is going on, everyone? It's John Blanco from the Dads After Dark show with a Nintendo Dad's first look at Pentiment. Pentiment is published by Xbox Game Studios? What? It's developed by Obsidian, who they own. And this game came to the Switch on February 22nd. A bit of a surprise if you ignore all rumors. But we kind of saw it coming. Pentiment is let's be real here. Pentiment is a narrative game. It is 2D and there's no voice acting to it. It's a niche game. However, it's an excellent niche game because it got a 10 out of 10 from IGN and got really good review scores all around. Now, this is a game that I have tried in the past. When it came out, I gave it a go on Game Pass and kind of fell asleep while playing it, sadly. But it is a game that you can see the quality that's built into it, and I want to give it a second chance. So much so, I bought it. So we're not here to show you a game that I think will be bad. We're here to show you a game that I think will be very good. Now, as we begin, this is not the very beginning of the game. I actually went through a small dream sequence that marks the beginning of this game. And you can see here, this is the first time you have basically movement control of your character. I'm a character named Andreas. And in the dream sequence, you are given a few dialogue questions, and I think it helps dictate maybe your character. So we'll see probably the end of the game if that really matters. But I have been awakened by a child, and now I am in my room. So we're going to start seeing what this game's about. Notice the very stylistic font going on here. You can actually turn that off if you don't like it. You can make it much more readable. The Picatrix, Key of Solomon, the Heptameron, Prior Ferrank keeps giving me all these books to read. Did I turn on English mode for this? I don't even know. I really should clean this up. All right. And I believe we're kind of like hanging out here. I can go to bed. I'm not tired yet. Perhaps after complying. No, I don't know what that is. We are a guest to another house. I don't know who. Okay, so this is Ursula. This is the little girl that woke me up. We're just gonna chill over here and walk around. This is Clara. Good morning, Andreas. Did you sleep well? Now, notice the font that's being used. That's supposed to mark different classes of people. There is a meaning to the font. It's not just random. So keep an eye on that one. That's going to be interesting to see. Okay, so we can answer. Now, I usually play games straight. You know, I try to be cool and nice and that sort of thing. I kind of did the dream sequence as a little rambunctious. I was like hanging out with 3 girls. So I'm going to play it a little bit more party boy. Maybe a little more flirtatious. I don't know what I'm going to go for here. Well, there's nothing to do it now. Yeah, I'm a party boy, man. I didn't sleep well. Oh, I'm sorry, Andreas. I can change the straw in the mattress if you'd like. Don't trouble yourself, Clara. You have enough to... I'd appreciate it, thank you. Well, I don't want to be... I don't want to be a total jerk either. Well, I'll look into it after I've cleaned in here and taken care of Ursula. That font is a little tricky to read, but I'm going to keep it. I'm going to look at this glossary here. Justin Masson playing Suika game while in Hawaii, huh? Let's see. I don't think I've ever used the glossary, and... Is it like recording the story? What is this? Okay. Yeah, we'll check it later and see if it evolves. I'm just in the beginning of the game. Clean in here and taking care of Ursula. Okay, so who's Ursula? I don't want you to be uncomfortable in our home. Anyway, does anybody want me to do voices? I know this isn't being live recorded, but if you hear me, just answer me. Anyway, I know you'll be off to the Abbey, so I packed you some food. Almonds, cheese, and some of the rye you like from the Albans. You know what? I think I might change the font, because this is crazy. Otto wanted me to ask you to join him for dinner at the Abbey. Okay, so there's an Abbey, an Ursula. That's not Ursula. Otto stop by? Yes, around dawn. She seems interested that Otto stopped by. Very slow walk to pick up an envelope. Here you are, Andreas. That's too kind of you, Clara. Many thanks. Master Andreas, if it wouldn't be too much trouble, could we? Would it be too much trouble if you paid next month's rent today? And if we raised it by 2 Grosken? I hate to ask, but we're behind in our taxes to the Abbey, 2 months behind. But see, if you get that early, you're just going to fall behind again. Doesn't work. Peter's losing his hair over it even more than usual. Of course, no problem. I suppose that's not out of the question. Yes, I can manage that. I can't promise anything else. Well, wait. Were there taxes? Were these taxes unexpected? Well, let me ask. I'm curious. Peter says our taxes didn't go up for years, but ever since we've been married, it's just gone up and up. It used to be that if we didn't have the money, we could make payments in kind with some of our crops. You can see why games like this are niche. But I love narrative games. Especially if you keep up with the story. The abbot stopped that last year. Now, if we don't get a good price from the miller, it's hard to give the abbey its share. I know it's not your problem, Andres, and Peter is too proud to ask you for himself. Can you find it in your heart to help us out? I mean, yeah. Oh, I guess you don't really have an option to not, I guess. This seems like the nicest answer, I feel. We're so grateful, truly. Andreas, I apologize again for asking. It's just awful to be stuck in such a position. Dude, been there. Peter works hard, but it just never seems like it's enough. St. Luke bless you for helping us out. Speaking of St. Luke, how is your masterpiece coming along? It's been 2 months now, hasn't it? Slowly, I'm afraid. Most of my days are spent doing work for the Abbey. It's only during the divine office that Prior Ferenc allows me to work on my masterpiece. They keep underlining things. I could just kind of accentuate the keywords here. A reasonable restriction, but slow going. I hope I don't fall asleep again. City Council doesn't require to become a master. I'm making it mostly to show clients and for my own sake. And yes, when I do finish, I will go back to Nuremberg, where I will marry and open a workshop. It's funny that they'll put in typos and then fix them. I think it's just to keep your attention, honestly. From Nuremberg to a university and now traveling the world as an artist. What a life you have ahead of you, Master Andres. Yes, I suppose it does feel like I'm starting a new chapter in my life after a few missteps, some wanderings, a little too much fun. That's it. I'm party boy. It must be rather frightening, starting all over again. I owe it to my family. She's just having this conversation because I'm going to pay the rent in advance. Let's be honest here. I owe it to my family to make something of my life. You know, when you like do something good for somebody, or somebody does something good for you, and then you feel like you owe them a conversation. No, it's just me. I owe it to my family to make something of my life. It is, but I know now that it is what I want to do. This will be remembered. I'm going to take a screenshot of this, by the way. Oh, no. I'm sorry. I paused it. Screenshot. They helped me even after I dropped out of university. I can't let them down. I'm sure you make your family proud, Andreas. Anyway, I don't know anything about art, but I've seen you sketching such beautiful things in your little book. Your masterpiece must be wonderful. It's getting there. Well, it's hard to say until it's done. It's getting there. Hard work will get you all the way. That's what my father used to say. Rest his soul. God rest his soul. Now I have to get back to my own work. Have a good day at the Abbey, Andreas, and we'll see you after Vespers for supper. Not tonight, but thank you. Klaus Drucker invited me over for supper. Of course. Please say hello to the Druckers for us. Of course. Until later, Clara. Okay. That's quite a conversation. So now Clara's back over here. Let's try the glossary again. minus. All right, let's see. I can see just this page. I can move, I can zoom. Oh, we'll try again later. Let's change the font. Instant dialogue. Ooh, dialogue appears immediately instead of being written out. You know, I kind of like it being written out, honestly. Enable media. Where is enable medials characters and fonts? Okay. I will do the dialogue. Oh, there's just that. A little faster would be nice. Easy read fonts. There we go. Okay, so there's an Otto. There's a Klaus involved. Peter. Ava. Hello, Andreas. Oh, okay. Not having a conversation there. Let me talk to... Can I talk to Clara again? I'm just curious. Hello, Clara. Can you spare a moment to chat? Oh, I'm sorry, everybody. How can I help? Can I help you with your tax troubles? You are a guest in tenant. I do like the font better. It's still slow, and it's still, like, old English type, but it's a lot more readable. You're our guest in tenant. Besides, it's far too much for one person paying. How much is it? 2 goldens. If you can't pay your rent early, that's all right. I'm sure we can find some way to pay the abbot. Happy to contribute whatever I can. I know times are hard for you right now. No, I'll have my payment for you. I was merely curious. You have a good heart, Andreas, but I'm afraid I can't accept. Okay. Peter's too proud of a man to ask for charity while there's still ground to till. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have asked you about rent in the first place. You're young and have your own life ahead. You've been good host to me, and you can do without more than your family. And I can do without more than your family. God bless you, Andreas. Don't mention this to Peter, all right? He would hate to know I told you about our troubles. He won't know a thing. Thank you. Okay. Just want to establish I'm a cool, nice guy. Okay? We're good. So that was Ava and Clara. Okay, we're going to try to remember the names. And I think... Oh, let's talk to Ursula here. Okay, cool. Let's go hit the town. In terms of Switch, I mean, I played the Xbox version longer than I can remember. But performance-wise, it seems about right. I wonder if there's maybe some, like, I don't know, little particle effects that aren't there. But, like, nothing I noticed at all. Like, performance seems really good. It's very easy to look at games like this and think, oh, this is easy. This is child's play. But there's more graphically to these games than it might appear. Big Jorg. Jorg or Jorg? We'll go with the Jorg. Morning, Andreas. Morning, Andreas. Morning, Big Jorg. How's it going? You working today? Just taking a rest for a bit. Dad's still in the field. He hit a big rock with the plow, and it took me Lord knows how long to pull it out. You off to the Abbey? Every day but Sunday. Where else would I be going? Right. Thank God for Sundays. You can really tell that the reason why the little dialogue entry, like the dialogue will change or there's mistakes, they seem to highlight like God, is just to keep it somewhat fresh. You know, just it. Otherwise, it's just dialogue. They probably in an early version, they just like flash the dialogue, and there's so much dialogue in this game. You just tapping A through it by slowing it down and making it like a little graphically flourished. It keeps you a little more engaged and a little more active. So it's a nice touch. I wonder if they ever thought about voice acting this. Pick a background that will affect your character's choices going forward. So this is my background, I think. I mean, I'm actually from Italy. I'm Italian anyway. A little Greek and can reference cultural touchstones from Florence. That seems like the way to go. We'll go with Italy. Matches me. Italy, no wonder your senses are dull. You've been down there too long. Spend enough time in these mountains and you'll be able to smell a storm coming. How long will that take? 10, 15 years? I don't think I have that long, Big York. What'd you spend all day in Italy doing anyway? Spaghetti? Oh, okay. This really goes to the core of your character. This is basically how you're building your character, which is an interesting way to do it. Ooh, I like hedonist because that matches my party boy. He's extremely social and quite experienced in all the enjoyable vices of the world. I'm not even going to look at the other ones. I am a hedonist. Italian women are beautiful and the wine is exquisite. What do you think I spent my time doing? Sounds like fun, but you better not let Father Thomas hear about it. Why not? Priests tell us to emulate the lives of the saints. I revere St. Augustine, who said, Lord, make me chaste, but not yet. If you say so, Andreas. I still think you're going to get in trouble with Father Thomas. I'm just here to draw, man. Jorg! Oh, here's Peter. Anyway, I have to get going. Jorg, let's go! Dad's already acting like I'm taking too long, even though I did all the work to get the rock out. See you later, Andreas. Until later. They should do a little like a Tim, like later peeps. Okay, so that's Jorg, and that must be Peter over there. Can I talk to him? I can. Andreas? All right. Is it me? I like to talk to people I just talked to just to see if they say something else. You say hello to the girls today? Ava and Clara? No, I mean the chickens, Peter, James, and John. They like it when you stroke their back or give them a good scratch under the breast. Still talking about chickens? You named your chickens after the apostles? You couldn't think of anything more feminine? Maybe the names of pretty girls, you know? Isn't that blasphemy? That seems like the party boy. There was a little wine cup next to it. Is that the hedonist? Is that because I picked hedonist, so now I get the hedonist dialogue choices? That's pretty funny. All the pretty girls I know are married, though. Naming a chicken after another man's wife doesn't seem right. But I hear about the apostles every Sunday in Mass. They witness Jesus' great moment of glory and his darkest trials. And I was thinking, that's how it is with the girls and me. They seem everything I deal with around here. It makes perfect sense to me, Big York. You have much in common with Christ. A word of advice, don't mention that to anyone else, especially the Father. It's fine. I get it. I just call them the girls from now on. I don't recall your family eating eggs. What do you do with all of them? Oh, we sell them to the Bowers. Clara says we need the extra money for taxes. Anyway, I should get back to it. Until later, Andreas. Until then. Okay. So we can go to the right. Town Commons. Ill Peter? Who is Ill Peter? Looks like this way is blocked by sheep anyway. God bless you. Andreas. Oh, doesn't know his name. Oh yes, Andreas. This weather's been god-awful. This town's gone to since my days. I don't think the townsfolk can do much about the weather. Were things very different when you were young? As different as beer and... This is a Nintendo Dads, you guys. The old abbot didn't bother us much about our customs. He didn't mind if we left a little offering to keep the skies clear. The weather fair. I like looking at the little pigs in the background. Boars? What are they? Matthias knew that Christ was in our hearts, even if the white lady's name was on our lips. Whoa, there's a lot of options here. What's a good one for me? That one seems sharper than you look, eh? The saints weren't the first to watch over Tassing. My father knew that. Old Ranning Camper knew that. Babbitt may not like it, but some of us keep the traditions alive. Like the old widow. I would mention that at the Abbey. I won't mention that at the Abbey. Pah! The Abbey. Precta's hounds take the abbot. Right. Cough, cough. I should go. Alright. God bless you. Okay, so I don't think I can go this way. Invisible walls! We have sheep! How will I ever get past them? Alright, to the town commons we go. Oh, this is one of those games, right? You go left. I can't go that way. So you go left, and then you're in a different direction. So I think down was the farm. Okay, so Gertner Farm is where I came from. Okay. Endra Schmidt's smithy. It's so much smaller than the one he used. All right, here's Endris, another person. We're meeting a lot of people. See, it's slow, right? It's a slow starting game. It's introductions and what have you. Oh, Andreas, good timing. Do you have a moment to lend me a hand? Of course. Wonderful, I've got too many irons in the fire. Or rather, shoes. Horseshoes. I miscounted how many I put in. Now I need a hand, else they'll overheat and won't be able to work the metal. And I won't be able to work the metal. Oh, look at this. We got action. I don't remember this from last time. Here, take the shoe and the tongs. Put the hot part of the shoe on the anvil, and I'll hit it with the hammer. What? Wait, hold on. Faster. Okay. Well, the control was weird. Press. Okay. Turn it this way. Bang, bang, bang. Last time I must have said I didn't have time. Didn't know we'd get like a little mini game. They should turn this into a live service. Thanks for the help, Andreas. I don't know what I was thinking doing all of those at once. It sure would be nice to have someone to help me out here every day. Have you considered a child? Don't look at me. Painting is hard enough. Have you considered a child? I have. None of the boys in the village seem interested. I said about an apprentice. Keep it them. I bet you could get Bert Drucker. Ah, Klaus would have my head if I tried. Anyway, I don't want to take up any more of your time. See you in Otto up by the Abbey guest house for dinner. Until then. Now, if you asked me, and I have no knowledge of what's to come in this game, but I think there's a sort of mystery that's going to happen. So I assure you all of this is worth it. But I think we're just kind of meeting the characters and getting to know them. Everyone seems to be talking about this Otto guy. So that was Endris, who's the blacksmith. Endris Elba. Now we're going to meet, let's see, Veronica. Martin, please, can you give me a hand here? What do you want? I'm keeping an eye on them. That looks a lot like standing there and doing nothing. Martin, for Christ's sake, help your cousin. Ah, morning, Andreas. Excuse us. One of the fence rails fell and the sheep started hopping it. Sheep are nothing but trouble. Something I can do to help. No excuse. I'll try to stay out of your way. Martin, idiot. You going to help them? Ha ha ha. Oh, should I offer to... What is that? Should I offer to help? I should. Do I get more mini games? What does it do? Oh, and I pressed it again. Perhaps. Helping others also helps us. It allows us to feel useful and takes that idiot Martin should be helping. Yell at him. Give him a good scare. Oh, so this little guy right here next to the text was a character from the dream. And so I think was this guy. Was that Socrates? Socrates was in the dream, and then a bunch of people I wasn't familiar with. So I guess this is saying, like, which of those personalities do you want? I'm going to help, though, because I'm curious if there's a game. Then again, I don't know anything about sheep, and I'd probably just get in their way. What can I do to help? I'm going to do it. Have you ever handled sheep before? Nope. No. Then no, but thank you. Christian of you to offer. Oh, look, there's something going on up at the Steinhauer's place. So they won't even let me help. But I get the credit. It's the thought that counts. Okay, you. No. Who's that on the horse? Looks rich. I don't know, Martin, but Lucky is giving him an earful. Christ, I haven't seen Lucky that worked up since Peter and Clara's wedding. Okay, so they are husband and wife, just to confirm. When Johann pulled his pants down. Knocked 2 of my man's teeth out. You don't want to feel the strength behind a stonemason's anger. Do you think he's a noble? He looks really rich. God damn it, Martin. Stay out of trouble for once. What? Aunt Hetty? Behave yourself. Don't we have enough to deal with right now? I really want to get out of this. This is an awkward situation. Andreas, if you wouldn't mind moving your skinny little body up the road, we need to get these sheep under control. So am I helping? Of course. See you later. Don't work too hard, Martin. Good luck. Help your aunt and cousins, all right? Eat. Andreas. So I didn't make a friend of Martin in that. But maybe I definitely did a Veronica. Now, I didn't get far in this game the first time I played it. I'm probably getting close to when I just couldn't take it anymore. We're making progress. Church and Druckers. Really surprised the loading time between screens is very, very tiny. It's actually great, so that's good. I can't read that. Morning, Andreas. How's it going? So this is Klaus. He was the one that had the son who he said should be an apprentice. What was the name? I can't remember. Morning, Klaus. Another day at the Abbey. Another few hours to work on my masterpiece. I wonder what it looks like. I don't think I ever saw it. Good to hear. You still coming by for supper tonight? Marie and Bert. Oh, Bert is the one. Bert would love to see you. You really need to see these new woodcuts I have for an Italian edition of Til el Spongbiago. I didn't realize Father Thomas let you print books in Italian. By the way, if you play this game, the font is much better if you use the simpler font. It actually shows you in the beginning of the game. You can change it. You don't have to go to options, but so much easier to read. Come on, Andreas. He's not that strict. I know he's just trying to protect people from heresy, witch mania, adventure stories of questionable moral repute. Again, we're party boy. He doesn't mind those so much, actually. No? As long as they don't get too carnal. Oh. So, supper tonight after Vespers? I still don't know what Vespers is. Of course, thank you. Great, I'll tell Marie and Bert you're coming. See you then. See you later. So that was Klaus. We got to be getting close to the end of all these intros. Oh, here's Father Thomas. God bless Master Mailer. I hope your week is going well. Is that my last name? Thank you, Father. It's going quite well. I'm just on my way up the hill to get to work. Thank you, Father, but I'm running late to the end. All right, we'll talk. We'll be nice. Good, Andreas. I don't recall seeing you at Sunday morning mass. You understand how important it is for your salvation that you receive Holy Communion, don't you? I do, but I've been working on sketches late at night. I just stayed up too late on Saturday. I don't want to get into an argument with him about this. Would going to church on Sunday be such a burden? If not for his sake, consider it for your own. Well, I want to. I want to be party boy. Yeah, I'm trying to be party boy, but I don't want to be a jerk. I can do a jerk run another time. Almost everyone in town works hard, though. Yes, I apologize, Father Thomas. I promise you I'll make it this Sunday. We'll just go with that. You don't have to make a promise to me, but our salvation is contingent on... Oh my, what a blessed day to receive such an illustrious visitor. Master Mailer, this is Lorenz, Baron of Rothgau Vogel. I never understood this sort of thing. I have to remember the guy's name, I have to remember their role, and the town they're from. There's too much at once. That is Lorenz, and I will forget that he is a baron of anything. A great lord from the countryside near Worms. Good to see you, Father Thomas. It is nice to be remembered fondly. I only wish all of your neighbors were as welcoming. Well, yes. Come on, Father Thomas, stand up for the neighbors. What brings you back to our little town? My wife and I were returning from a trip to Venice. We spent a few days in Innsbruck, and it was terribly dull. I mean, it has certain charm common to these alpine cities, but the place was crawling with nobles and the emperor's diet. The emperor? Was he there? Did you see him? Oh, briefly, but he was sitting for a portrait at the time. Quite lovely. I didn't want to bother him or the painter. Who was the artist, my lord? What is this shield right here? How was Venice, my lord? Oh, that's me being Italian. So we're getting dialogue choices based on the fact that I said I'm from Italian. I'm not going to go with that, though. Who was the artist, my lord? I'm sure you know him, an older man from Nuremberg with enough of a reputation to paint the emperor. I'm sorry, my lord, I'm not sure who you mean. Have you not heard of Albrecht Dürer? Pity, I thought he was known across the empire. Anyway, my wife wanted to stay a bit longer in Innsbruck, and I decided to ride ahead to make a visit to Kierson. I really am interested in that. Your choice of role and your choice of background will actually give you different dialogue choices. I know there's been other games that did that based on skill sets, but that's interesting. I heard Father Matthias died shortly after my last visit, of course. Great loss for the Abbey and for us all. Indeed, by good fortune, I recently came across a copy of the Historia Tessae he was reading during my last visit. Father Matthias was hoping to find a second copy to corroborate the contents of the first. It contains some fascinating details about the history of this place. I'm afraid they might even cause a bit of a scandal. Ah, yes. But I must be off. There will be time enough to discuss Tassing's past later. I commissioned a manuscript from the Abbey through Father Gurnet, and I have come to check on its progress. Oh, my lord, if you have come to see your manuscript, you should speak with young Master Mailer here. Not quite a true master yet. I still have to marry and be approved by our season. It is an honor to meet you, my lord. Andreas is a journeyman artist from Nuremberg. For the next few months, he's also helping in the Abbey's scriptorium. A Nuremberg artist working in an Abbey scriptorium in 1518? Oh, we should talk, Andreas. I must know the story. Do you think people back then would, accentuate the year? We still think like this in 1518? Well, I'm already late to the Abbey. Surely my lord would find a little entertainment or companionship in me. It would be an honor. Wonderful. It's so rare to find someone in the countryside who knows anything about art. Thank you for the introduction, Father Thomas. Come to supper at the Abbey tonight. I'm inviting you to the Abbot's table. Oh, did the Abbot invite me? Oh, don't worry about it, Father. Just show up after Vespers. What is he going to do? Refuse us? I feel like I should know what Vespers is. Excellent. We will see you then. Miklos, I'm dismounting. Run ahead of us and take the horses to the Abbey's guest house. I'd like to take my time talking with Master Mailer. I'll meet you there. At once, my lord. This is the farthest I've gotten now. I didn't do this last time. I was already in bed. So then a journeyman from Nuremberg. Forgive me for saying so, but you seem a little old to not yet be a master. Are you unmarried? No, I'm not married, but in truth I came to my vocation later than my father and brothers. It was an university for a number of years at Erfurt. Look at that statue's only feet. What happened to it? Erfurt, wonderful. The same university as Martin Luther. Have you read his works? Tremendous mind. He says things about the church that should have been said years ago. Might get him into trouble, but he's brave. Brilliant man. He's a brave, brilliant man. Wait, you must have even met him, did you? You must tell me. Is this the mystery? What happened to the statue? Oh, no, he was a few years ahead of me. Still, his ideas do seem fascinating. His ideas don't hold much interest for me, I'm afraid. I mean, we're trying to, scratch this guy's, neck, if you catch my drift here. We're trying to he can bring us some power. I agree wholeheartedly. I simply must meet him if I get the chance. I wonder if the good brothers of the Abbey have heard of him. Perhaps they have even read his list of 95 theses against the church. Father Matthias was not above having a lively debate. I hope Father Gurnet does not disappoint that regard. But enough about Luther for now. Tell me about your university studies. Ooh, I wonder if this is more character building here. Forgive me, but did you attend university? Why are you so interested in my education? Ah, yes, it must seem strange. I did not attend a university, but I had a rich private education at my family's estate. I love all knowledge, from Aristotle and Cicero to Ficino to Erasmus and everyone in between and yet to come. I may have misjudged the Baron. It seems he is well-read as any university student. In truth, I am simply happy to speak with another well-educated man. Now then, did you earn your doctorate? No, didn't. Only a master's degree. I started working towards a doctorate, but didn't finish. Can you see why some people don't find this game as fascinating as others? Oh, look. Theology has a strong understanding of Catholic theology, biblical knowledge. Knows the basics of the fractured system of laws that govern the various states. Familiar with the basics of human biology, medicine, and illness. I mean, that seems like that'd be useful. I need some health potions, right? All things medical, studying the latest and greatest texts coming out of Italy. Yes, the Italians continue to innovate in that area. Extraordinary, really. Fascinating work. Who knew that what secrets we may learn from the human body in the decades to come? Oh, we got another guest here. Ottilia, you! If I had any faith, I would have prayed you'd never show your face here again. Talking to my friend here? Curse you, Lorenz. Perked dogs tearing you to pieces would be too kind of fate. The rustic communities display a shocking lack of hospitality, don't you think? Well, you might just be a bad guy, Lorenz. What was that about? Who knows? By the time I finish guessing, the old crone will probably be dead. Well, what of your early time in university? Every student must study in trivium and quadrivium, yes? Did you have a favorite subject? Okay, so we're doing more. Logician, orator, oculist, heavens and earth. What pairs good with medicine? I would like to be, well, I'm kind of a logician. We'll go with orator. That seems like a useful skill. The art of persuasion, naturally rhetoric. I assume you studied the Greeks and Romans both. Yes, Aristotle and Cicero, of course, but also Christian thinkers like Augustine and Thomas Aquinas. I know that name. True, we have less use for public discourse than senators did in the Roman Republic. Exactly, the doctors of the church weren't trying to persuade politicians, but to move the mind toward Christian truth. Still, the principles remain the same. Invent your arguments, then arrange style and internalize them before delivering them to your audience. Though I suppose an artist has little use for rhetoric, especially in a place such as this. Not true. Can you believe that all of this dialogue is in a video game? Rhetoric is also an art, and like other forms of art, it should be created for the audience and its purpose. It can be practiced as easily in the streets of a rural town as in the Curia of Rome. Well put. And your other studies, was there anything else you excelled at? I'm kind of regretting having this whole conversation, but... Oh, I can pick a second thing? All right, now I'll do logician. Logic, geometry, and arithmetic. Quite interesting for an artist. Was Aristotle's organon the foundation of your study? Yes, the organon for logic and Euclid's elements for geometry, but the past few centuries have wielded wonderful new texts on logic. Peter Abelard provided the foundation of scholastic philosophy and established the primacy of Aristotle's work. The Englishman William of Ockham gave us the Summa Logicae, arguing nominalism against Platonic realism. And of course, Thomas Aquinas gave us the tools to employ both faith and reason in the pursuit of truth. This is a lot of reading. All monks and friars, of course, a great deal to work to force Aristotle to fit within the church's vision of truth. Is that so wrong? If this was a game you were considering getting, are you still considering it? Am I reading it well? I question that these great men should have had to wrestle logic into what the church established by fiat and force. Ah, there's the Abbey. Okay, we made it to the Abbey. I have good memories of this place and of Father Matthias. I was sad to hear of his passing. How did you come to know him? How did you come to know of Kierson at all? My family had been patrons of Kierson for, I don't know how many generations. Some years ago, I heard that Kierson still had a wonderful library and artisans. Professional artists have taken over most manuscript production, so I was shocked to find an active scriptorium here. Look at these two old men, a young scribe, and me. This is a good place to create art. Artists will remain here and quite talented, if a bit old-fashioned. Certainly, though, I'm sure you miss the comforts of Nuremberg when you're stuck in a drafty old abbey like this. I do, but the abbot is paying good money, good enough to put up with a bit of discomfort. That's good for me, since I still apprentice the abbey's work. You say apprentice or appreciate? I commissioned a manuscript through Father Gernot a year ago. I thought I would stop by and check on this progress. So that's not the manuscript we're working on, right? We're working on art. Wait, are you the artist working on it? It's a prayer book with 20 illustrations. I know the work, but no, I do know the artist well, the venerable brother Piero. So when we're doing art, we're not like painting the roof. We are drawing in a book. How venerable. He still has his wits and his skills, if that's what concerns you. Brother Piero has an incredible talent with color. Then I very much look forward to seeing it. I have never figured out what Andreas is actually doing. I feel like that is the pinnacle of this first look. Nicholas, tend to the horses and the baggage. I'm heading up to the abbey. Yes, my lord. Man, I made it to the abbey. I did it. Oh, I freaking did it. Well, let's not keep the abbot waiting any longer. Which one is the abbot? There's like 3 doors. Whew, let's leave. Nuns. Quite unusual for a Benedictine house to have monks and nuns, even if they are separated. The church closed most of them centuries ago. But then Kirsten is a place out of time in more ways than one. Do you know Mother Cecilia? She doesn't recognize you. Why were they closed? You know, I'm just going to say nothing this time. I don't need to hear it. Ah, you must be Father Gernot. I am Lorenz, Baron of... Yes, the Baron of Rothvogel. So wonderful to have you here again. We actually did meet on your last visit. Ah, if you say so, I am not good with remembering faces. Please forgive me, my lord, but I wasn't expecting you for another few days. Yes, I know, but I wrote ahead. I just couldn't wait to see my manuscript. I'm sure it is no trouble. Well, no, it's no trouble. Did you want to see it now? Oh, in a moment. I could do with a bit of refreshment, though. May I grab something from the kitchen? Yes, certainly, my lord. I will meet you there. So I get the feeling Lorenz is not well liked. Andreas, I don't know what you were doing with the Baron, but I need you in the scriptorium now. Of course, Father. Why are you taking this out on me? Is this a bad time to ask for an advance on my payment for the Book of Out? I'm just going to go in. Get to work. I just want to see some of his art. I should have asked him about an advance for the Gertner's taxes. Well, geez, that's not a good time to ask. Maybe I could just convince Brother Mathau to pay me early. All right, well, I guess we might have to stop here. So this is the convent garden, the shrine, the church, and the cloister. What's going on the top right of the screen? Ask Brother Matthew. Is that here? Is this Matthew? Oh, look, there's a quest button. So here's the quest. Oh, there's a little nice section here. Okay, so the Gertner's taxes. I need to find a way to get an advance from the Abbey so I can help the Gertners pay the taxes. Oh, I just assumed I had the money. Father Gernot might be receptive to a negotiation for the funds. I'll need to approach the subject carefully and make it worth his while. I could speak with Brother Matthew about an early payment. So the quest is the taxes. Those are... The second 2 seem to be options. A few more pages is another quest. Another day, another few pages for the abbot, and hopefully a few for myself. I need to get across town and head up to the abbey so I can start work at the cryptorium. Okay, so that's the quest I'm doing now. What else do we got? Very cool menu, by the way. Looks like a book. Ex Libris. There's my stuff. Hedonist, Medicine, Order, Logician. Medicine is highlighted. Can I turn the page? There's the journal. Map. Oh, I've never seen the map before. So I am... I have a better world than I actually thought. Oh, there's the page. ZL and ZR do the pages. So there is the shrine. Oh, there I am in the scriptorium on the right. Abbot House. Refractory Cemetery. Shrine to St. Moritz. Okay, so the top left is... Wow, is that the whole... Oh, that's the whole abbey? Oh, that's huge. So we're on the top of the page on the left there. Wow. Outer Tassing. So there's the... We came from the Gertner farm. And then Tassing. There's the blacksmith. To Farms West, to Farms South. So we went through the middle part of that section there. Outer Tassing. Oh, that's just a wider view of it. Okay, so we're kind of in the bottom left section there. The Abbey, Europe. So where are we actually? Tassing, Bologna, Florence. So we're kind of in Italy here. All right. People. Are these all the people we've met? I think so. We've met all them. Okay, so we haven't met Berthold. There's some other people I think we haven't met, but we know of them. Wow. That's a lot of names. Glossary. So this is the glossary I was trying to find before. So this will like explain some of the terms. Interesting. So what's like Cicero here? Statesman, scholar, lawyer, and renowned orator of the late Roman Republic. He is revered both for his contributions to Latin literature and skill. Okay, well, we're going to have to end it there because we're still a ways away from the scriptorium, and we can't go too long here, but that's Pentiment. It does start slow, I admit. It is. I thought maybe the second time would be a little less slow. It feels maybe even a little bit more slow. But I think once we establish the characters, there's going to be something that occurs. There's going to be some little mystery, and a lot of the decisions we made will factor in. It's got a pretty art style. It looks like it's all hand-drawn, and it performs really well on Switch. So you don't have to worry about any performance issues. I'm sure if you put them side by side, you can see maybe some visual fidelity issues. But honestly, I'm looking at it, and it looks great. So just don't look at them side by side, I guess. What else can I say about it? I know this is one of 4 games coming from Xbox Game Studios to the Nintendo Switch. You know, this game didn't sell well on Xbox. It's very niche. But if narrative games are your jam, and you can already see that this is a game you can probably play multiple times in multiple roles, then give this one a go. It's a lot of reading, but the advantage to having reading in a narrative game is you can actually skip through it pretty quickly while you read. You don't have to sit there for a voice actor. And there is the ability to have the text go instantly, which I think I might switch to just to speed things up a little bit, since these conversations can be fairly long, in fact. So I'm going to say dialogue speed, I guess. Just put it up. And probably go with that. Let's go into the church and see if we can see an example of that. But yeah, once we get through all of this, you can see like we're in the Upper Abbey, the Monastery, Lycorium. Let's talk to this guy. Oh, he's singing. It's the first like voice. God bless you, Andreas. That doesn't seem as fast, right? It was a bit strange, but a worthy sacrifice. Let's try that again. Dialogue speed. I thought there was one that made it go instantly. Instant dialogue. Oh, that's much better, isn't it? The Lord could give us his all on Easter. Exactly. Honestly, I like the animation of the text, but, we got to get through this. There's so much dialogue. But anywho, I hope I convinced a few of you of this one. I hope I didn't convince anybody not to play it. This has been the John Blanco from the Dads After Dark show. Hope everyone has a great weekend. Catch you later.